All right.
All right. This is Dave Davidson talking to the Herman Cain, hermancain.com.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And just a few days ago, you made a great announcement that's relevant to all Americans
Yes.
and Iowans.
Yes. That announcement was the announcement of my Presidential Exploratory Committee. This formalizes the prayerful consideration that I've been doing for the past several months.
Okay.
And it will allow us to test, first of all, voter support, and it will allow us to test financial support. Because now people can write checks to friends of Herman Cain,
Okay.
and we can follow all of the FEC rules and everything. But more importantly, people can go to hermancain.com and they can sign up as a volunteer to do something to help this movement that I believe is going to continue to grow.
Yeah, because I noticed your website just changed.
Yep.
And following you on Facebook for a while there,
thank
and you
you.
got the radio and articles, and a lot of people are following you.
That's
There's
right.
already a grassroots swell.
That's a great
for
grassroots swell.
for years now.
And the thing is, we basically relaunched hermancain.com.
Sure.
When we were going to make the announcement. We wanted those two things to coincide. I didn't want to change that brand, Herman Cain.
No, absolutely not. No, it's-
because I've been working on that for years. And it's
Absolutely.
a lot easier for people to remember than, Herman Cain for president and all of that. Because when you get there, it says Presidential Exploratory Committee.
That's right.
So that brand has some recognition, particularly at the grassroots level. Some reporters always ask, well, what makes you think you can go up against the likes of household names like Sarah Palin and Mitt Romney?
It's American dream. It's the Constitution.
I said, what I tell
Not
them
to
is
tell
that-
you what you
Right,
say,
right.
but I'm like, what the heck are we answering that? This is America.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
The last time I checked,
Yeah. And your answer was, I'm sorry.
No. My answer was, well, in football. I'm a big football fan.
Okay.
My Falcons are going to be playing tomorrow night.
Oh, against
Green Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, Green
Okay,
Bay.
I'm a Bears fan.
He's a big Green,
Okay, we got Charlie
my
in the
buddy
room
Charlie
there,
is
yeah.
a big Green Bay fan. So Charlie,
you
we
guys-
gonna be friends.
Oh man. Oh boy, don't even get me started
It's gonna
on
be a
Green
lot.
Bay.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. But here's what I tell them. I said, look, just like in football, the team that goes the furthest has a strong running game and a strong passing game. In politics, you got to have a strong ground game, as in grassroots,
Sure.
and get your name out there in the media. Well,
Absolutely.
it's a lot harder to build that grassroots ground game if you wait too long. We have a lot of that. I have a lot of that through the organization that I have been working with over the years.
Right.
I mean,
You got quite the resume.
I got a lot of people in the Tea Party movement, Americans for Prosperity. You got the Fair Tax people. You got Americans for Tax Reform. You got National Restaurant Association, restaurateurs all over the country. Docs for Patients. There are a number of national organizations. They already know who I am.
You have more honorary degrees than I took classes in college. I looked you up. You must
I only have
a lot of
8,
certificates.
you
in
know?
your office.
I only have 8.
Well, I took less than that. That's what I'm saying.
That's great. But I tell people, we will get the name out there in the media. And that started on Wednesday in a big way. Because we made the announcement on Wednesday.
Are you officially the first to actually kind of say that Exploratory man?
Yes.
And that's Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin can eat his heart out and suck cheese like the Packers.
Right.
Sorry. Sorry, Charlie.
But yeah.
You're the Neil Armstrong of this race. Congratulations.
We jumped out there, and here's the reason why. When I ran for the United States Senate in 2004, 2 of the biggest lessons I learned, if I were ever going to run again. Now, I never said that I was going to run again. That wasn't really my desire.
It's a very good word for a politician.
If I were going to run again, I was going to start early
Okay.
and hire good people early.
All right.
That's what I didn't do. And as a result,
Back then. Senate race,
and
right.
so when I started to think seriously about running for president, I said, we're going to start early. Because, see, we've been working and testing the waters informally now for months. And so we wanted to make it final, make it official on last Wednesday.
Well, on behalf of Iowa, because we're just a fair playing state, welcome to the state again.
Thank
I know
you.
I've heard you at the Tea Party
Yes.
speeches, and sometimes you talk at local restaurants. And I know your restaurant history.
Yes.
You had a lot, and in your biography, I guess you were actually turned down service in the decades ago, and then now you were this CEO. Tell us about that. It's kind of an interesting anecdote of your life. I just wanted you to touch on it.
When I graduated from college,
Right.
My goal was to make as much money as I could.
Okay.
Because I didn't grow up with
You are
much
American.
money, okay? Yes.
You must be a Republican too.
Yes, I am. I'm a conservative Republican on
I've
top
thought
of
that
it.
so far.
And so I didn't grow up with a lot of money. My parents were not rich.
Okay.
My mother was a
Right.
domestic worker. My father was a barber.
Three jobs. Yeah.
Barber, Johnson, chauffeur. And I learned my work ethic from my parents.
And he did not complain, did
He
he?
never complained. I never heard. We were poor, but we didn't know we were poor.
Okay.
Because we didn't have the mainstream media telling us how bad we were off.
Oh, there you go
Because
again.
we don't have
Yeah.
some government program.
Exactly.
Okay? We were happy.
Uh-huh.
Because my father and my mother, they respected this great country and they respected the American dream. My dad said, well, I'll work 3 jobs if I have to. And he did until he could basically support the family off one. So I came from very humble beginnings, which taught me to appreciate not only what I have, but to appreciate being able to acquire what I have acquired
Sure.
in this journey. And so one of my motivating factors, the biggest motivating factor for me to be in this exploratory phase and to seriously consider running for president, it's not about us, it's about the grandkids.
Okay.
I have 3.
I've
It's
got
about the
6
grandkids.
kids, and I imagine the
It's about the
multiplication is
kids.
going to be there.
Yep, it's about the kids and the grandkids. It's not about us. It's not about us.
Right. And it seems like the current administration seems
Yeah.
to be doing things just about us. And I know you've
Yeah.
talked about that before, but you just said about said the word happy. I love
Yes.
your quote about happiness and success.
Yes.
Bring it on to me. I want to hear it in the flesh here because I like your take on that.
Happiness is the key to success.
Not success
Not
is the key.
success is the key to happiness.
That is so
And the
simple
way
and true.
And the way I define happiness is 3 things:
Okay.
something to do, someone to love,
All right.
and something to hope for. Usually people are missing hope.
Right.
That causes more unhappiness than not having anything to do. Most of us have somebody to love. Most of us have something to do. It's when people don't have hope, genuine hope.
Okay.
Not that empty hope that President Obama
Yeah, hope
promised
is
everybody.
the word. The dictionary
Exactly.
has gotten a little
Yes.
bit of a butt kicking lately, but the
Exactly.
real true meaning of the
real
word.
true meaning of the word
Right.
hope.
Absolutely.
And if you look at that definition, that's one of the reasons that I'm exploring running for president. I don't want our kids and grandkids to grow up, go out in the job market after they get a good education, and feel like it's a hopeless situation because the national debt's going to be so high. Our economy is going to be smaller than China's, which is where we're headed if we don't truly stimulate our economy and all of the other things that are happening to this country. I do not want to see the United States of America become the United States of Europe. And that's where we're headed. And if we become the United States of Europe, guess what? The next generation won't have the same kind of hope that you and I have been able to enjoy.
Well, Mr. Cain, I know you're a great leader and you have a great resume with your experience. Tell us something that is a hill to die on for you. That is a conviction that, you know what, you're always going to stand on that. Give me an example of that.
I will be the people's president,
Okay.
not the parties, with all
Alright.
due respect, not the Congress's president. When I need reinforcements to pass it, I believe this: when the people understand it, they will demand it. So I'm going to focus on putting solutions on the table that the American people can understand.
Okay.
And when they understand it, they will demand it. Look at what happened on November the 2nd. They understood they didn't like Obamacare.
Right.
And they are demanding that it be repealed.
And you did some knuckle bare fisting with the Clintons on
I
that.
did the Clintons back in the
And,
early
and
90s.
you were-
All I did
Yeah, I know, huh?
was stood up at a town hall meeting
Right.
on TV and told the truth. Go
Oh my
figure.
gosh, that you're already out of your league here. No, Iowa, no.
I told the truth.
Uh-huh.
I said, Mr. President, this is the Clinton. With all due respect, your calculations are incorrect.
Yeah,
The numbers don't work.
and I bet they're worse now.
They are worse now.
Yeah.
And so it's all about, if the people can understand it, they will demand it. In other words, I won't be just the president to come to you when there's a tragedy or an issue, or I want to shove legislation down your throat. I'm going to ask Congress to pass understandable bills,
Understandable, Bill. So you mean,
clean legislation.
are you saying that you would actually have people read your bills first? Because
Yes.
that's a radical thing for this
It's
new
a
millennium.
radical thing. The people will have time to read it. It's going to be written in English. You know, for example, this 2,700-page health care reform bill. I never would have signed that for a number of reasons.
Sure.
One, all of the junk that's in it, all of the backdoor socialism that's in it. What do 1099s have to do with health care other than making business people sick, that they got to do all of that other paperwork? No.
It creates government jobs.
It
You're
creates
asking
more
me.
government jobs.
I'm not saying that's
Exactly.
good. I just
That's not
happen
a
to
good
read.
thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
But a 2,700-page bill, no. I will sign bills that are simple to understand. Before I sign
And effective.
Before I sign a 2,700-page bill, I will sign 2,700 one-page bills, because then the American public will be able to understand it.
You could almost
And
tweet
you can demand
the
it.
bill. You're really
Thank
getting
you.
into the
Thank you.
you're
That's the whole
recording
point.
character.
We have a government now that pulls the wool over the eyes of the American people
Yeah,
with
you're right.
legislation.
I believe that.
People are too busy trying to live their lives, raise their kids, save for the future.
Well, they're
send
just
them to school.
jamming
yeah.
stuff down the American people's throats and shit like the
Exactly.
founding fathers would have just
Never would have.
yeah.
We're going to get back to the meaning that's in the Declaration of Independence, and we're going to get back to the meaning in the Constitution.